She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case.
Hello, litigators and opinionators. Court is now in session. You guys, I have been meaning to talk to you guys about this crazy case. Now, you guys know I have been on this journey talking to you guys about different crazy things happening regarding online dating. Well, guys, this case I found is absolutely bizarre because we always hear, sadly, about these online dating where women fall prey to some psychotic men out here, sexually violating them, unaliving them, all kind of crazy stuff. Well, now we're hearing about another man online who is on Tinder targeting other men. This man here on the screen is right here in the picture, in the video screen here. This man on the screen is targeting men. He's basically, writing these men on Tinder, getting them to come over, and he is not only robbing them, but he graped one of them. Y'all know what that means. Take the G off of grape, and you got the word I'm talking about. RAPE. Men. Isn't that crazy? Men. So y'all, I've been trying to tell y'all weren't listening to me. You guys keep saying, I'm going to keep doing my online dating. You guys, there are some crazy people online. They are not really telling you who they truly are. A lot of them are using fake names. I heard about another online case with another man who lied to a woman, gave her a fake name. He slept with her and everything. Come to find out he was married. And when she found out, she told the guy she was going to report him to his wife, and he took her out, y'all. He unalived her brutally. So this online dating, guys, there's so many stories coming out that I'm literally going to have to create a playlist of all the stories about online dating. But let's get into this one, because this one, y'all, is crazy. This man out here violating other men out here on Tinder now. So men charged with graping, just take the G off of grape, robbery of men he met on Tinder in Prince George's County, y'all. And the crazy part is, oh my God, the crazy part, y'all, this is just crazy, is he's doing it to other men. It's like, and he had the nerve to try to change his name too. So man, he's charged with this charge. He faces several charges for using a dating app to set up meetings with men who he allegedly raped, you know what I mean, or robbed in Prince George County. That is crazy, y'all. So this happened in Brandywine, Maryland. It's happening all over the U.S. It's like these men are out here all over the U.S., not even just men, but just, it seems like a lot of men. All the U.S. is over here using online dating to target innocent people. So a man faces several charges for using a dating app to set up meetings with victims who allegedly he raped and robbed in Prince George County. Prince George County Police said Rodney Richardson, he's 26 years old, y'all. Brandywine faces several charges related to 2 incidents, including raping, kidnapping, handgun offenses, and armed robbery. Now, I told you, we've been hearing a lot about online dating and how a lot of women have been taken out. But now this is a whole different twist to it. He's out here targeting other men and raping other men, y'all. According to investigators, Richardson is accused of using a fake name, and that's what they typically do on these online dating, you guys. They use fake names. They use fake pictures, fake things, fake identities to impersonate these charming, sweet people, and so that you can let your guard down and then end up being targeted. So he used a fake name on Tinder to set up meetings with his victims, y'all. And this is the picture of him right on the screen. We got a nice, clear headshot of this sick man, y'all. This is the photo that he took for his mugshot here, looking just ugly as he want to be with his demonic self out here raping people. Can you believe this man raped another man? He took that man tied the man's hands behind his back, bent him over, and you know what? That's what I'll tell you, that's what they said on the video. We're gonna play that. That's what they said, and it's pretty graphic. That's what they said. In one instance that happened on February 2nd in Brandywine, investigators said Richardson set up a meeting, and after meeting the adult male victim, Richardson carjacked him at gunpoint, y'all. Y'all need to stay off these online dating. It's not the place to go. Police claim that during the encounter, Richardson also stole the victim's phone and his wallet. Police then said on February 10th, so this man was out here serial dating and serial robbing and raping men. He has so many victims, y'all. It's not even having, allegedly, that they all haven't been disclosed yet. Allegedly. Richardson met another adult male victim through a dating app. The incident was reported to officers on Sunday. So you see how he just been back to back February 2nd and February 10th. He out here just acting a fool, y'all. The victim met Rob Richardson at a church before getting into his car and going to his house. Now notice where they met at. They met at a church. That's what they do. These men out here, these not men, but these suspects out here who are using online dating to target victims online, is they will use a place that to meet you at that you think, it will cause you to let your guard down. So if someone asking you to meet at a church, you automatically going to think, oh, this must be a good person. They want to go to church. So what do? You let your guard down and you stop really using your discernment. That's why he requested to meet these people at church so that they can think, oh, he's a good person. He goes to church. He's not going to harm me. And what do? So then they let their guard down. They stop taking precaution. They meet at the church, and then they get into these vehicles with these monsters. And now they're in a closed area. So this person got into the car and went to his house. These are big no-nos. If you meet somebody online, number one, you should be paying for these dating apps because you'll get a better quality. Don't do the free apps, number one, because the free apps, it has a pool of predators on there, you guys, that they're not who they say they are. Then number two, do not get into their car. And number three, do not go to anybody's house. I have been telling y'all this left and right. Now we got a story of a man targeting other men, y'all. So once at the house, when they get to this man's house, when this man got to the man's house, the Richardson allegedly tied the victim's hands, y'all, told him to lay down in the trunk, and began raping him at gunpoint. He sexually violated this man at gunpoint with his hands tied, y'all. I cannot believe it. I cannot. I haven't heard one like this, a man targeting other men out here and raping them. Not that it can't happen or anything. I'm just saying I've heard a lot of men targeting women in doing this, but I just haven't heard this type of story. That's why I wanted to bring it to you guys to let you know, whether you are a man or a woman, it's not safe in these streets for either gender out here. If you're dating online, you need to take precautions. Police said Richardson watched the victim throughout the night, y'all. After he tied this man's hand, told him to lay down in the trunk, and then raped him at gunpoint, then he didn't let the man go for the entire night, you guys. He watched the victim the whole night. The victim was held hostage before forcing the victim on the next day to drive to a bank and take out more than $4,000 for Richardson. This man had to endure a night of terror the whole night, and then had to subsequently be robbed of $4,000 of his money, y'all, at the bank. That is crazy. Crazy. If you guys have been subscribed to me, you know this is one of many stories that we've been talking about this online danger. Robinson was arrested in connection with the incidents on Monday, and he remains in custody. Police believe there are allegedly additional victims in this case, because it seems as though he was on a manhunt, y'all, you guys, out here targeting all these victims. So let's take a look at this man. Oh my God, what a monster, y'all. Online dating is very dangerous, you guys. Let's take a look at this recording here.
If your child has diabetes, you'll love how easy Dexcom G7 is. It's on and he's off. You can see his glucose numbers right on your phone, so you can always be there for him.
Forgive the ad, y'all. Sorry about that.
An accused online predator in Prince George's County is now behind bars, facing a whole slew of charges. Fox Eye Sierra Fox is live in Brandywine to explain what's going on here. Sierra.
Jim, just take a look at your screen. This is 26-year-old Rodney Richardson. He's accused of meeting his victims on a popular dating app, Tinder, and doing horrible things to them.
The message to anybody doing online dating or using an app to buy or sell, first do it in a public place, have the meeting in a public place. Second thing is tell a friend, a family member, what times you're going to be meeting a person, where you're going to be meeting them, and even maybe offer the ability for them to track your phone while you are encountering another individual that you do not know.
We want to warn you, these details are disturbing. According to court documents, Richardson used the fake name Joe on Tinder. Back on February 2nd, a man picked up Richardson and drove him to Horseshoe Road in Brandywine, Maryland. A detective says they stepped out of the SUV to...
So we heard the first detail because we talked about in the article that he was using a fake name. Well, that fake name was Joe. He was trying to pretend his name was Joe online. I'm telling you, these people online, you guys, they will give you a fake name. You do not always believe the names they give you, the information they give you. It is more than likely false. Like I told you about the young lady who met a guy online and he claimed he gave her a fake name also, actually. And he turned around, had sexual relationships with the girl, and she later on finds out the man's married. So they will go on here and pretend as though they're single. They'll give you a whole different name just so they can get some physical gratification from you. But this man, the same thing, that's what he did. He used some fake name Joe. Man, you can tell that name already is generic. It's so basic. Again, that's a red flag. If they're giving you some basic name as Joe, John, James, all these basic names, you might want to look into that a little bit. Okay. Not that people's real names can't be those names. I'm just saying you kind of want to side eye it because of all the different dangers associated with online dating, y'all.
To smoke weed and talk. Then shortly after, Richardson allegedly asked the victim for... A detective says they stepped out of the SUV to smoke weed and talk. Then shortly road in Brandywine, Maryland, named Joe on Tinder. Back on February 2nd, a man picked up Richardson and drove him to Horseshoe Road in Brandywine, Maryland. A detective says they stepped out of the SUV to smoke weed and talk. Then shortly after, Richardson allegedly asked the victim for his cell phone. He complied. Then Richardson is accused of taking out a silver handgun, pointing it at him and demanding his wallet. Richardson asked the victim for his debit card PIN number, then drove off in his 2019 white Subaru Forester. Days later, on February 12th, Richardson met up with another man he met on Tinder outside a church before bringing him over to his house. Soon after, Richardson allegedly tied the victim's hands, told him to lay down in the trunk, and asked if he had AIDS before raping him at gunpoint. Legal filings say the attack...
Wow, the nerve of this man. Can you believe the audacity? He ties him up, asks him if he has AIDS first before he violates him. Are you serious? Wow, this man is a monster. It's like, y'all, at this point, I've been trying to be merciful about this whole online thing. I'm just saying, don't do the online thing. If you're going to, like I said, you better do a paid website. It needs to be paid. Don't do Tinder is a no-no. I would say the list of the ones that you shouldn't do are the ones that are free, like Tinder, Plenty of Fish. Which ones else are free, guys? What's those other free dating sites? Y'all know the names out there. Y'all list them in the chat. The ones that are free, don't do it. Find the ones like I heard Match.com is a good one if you pay. But still, I just don't think y'all should do it. Look at this. This man turned around. He ties the man up, then has the audacity to be like, do you have AIDS? Are you serious? You shouldn't be violating him in the first place. You wouldn't have to worry about that if you didn't turn around and violate this man. Wow. Shoot. I'm not going to lie. If I was him, if I was the victim, I would have lied and said I do have AIDS. I'm just saying. I know that sounds bad. But if to prevent him from violating me, oh, shoot, I would lie. Okay, I'd be like, yep, I got AIDS and everything else. Leave me alone. Back up. I'm just saying. Sorry. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. That is still just terrible for the nerve of this man.
Watched the man all before raping him at gunpoint. Legal filings say the attacker watched the man all night. The next day, Richardson allegedly forced the victim to drive him to his bank and take out $4,500. People who live in the area say this is disturbing.
It's awful, whether it's a man, raping another man or a man raping a woman. It's horrible. It's a scary place we live in now. It seems like we can't go anywhere without something happening.
Unfortunately, police do believe there are more victims out there. They understand people may be hesitant to come forward after experiencing a traumatic situation like this, but they would like to hear from you. Back to you.
Right. I bet you there's a lot more victims, but men are too ashamed to want to come forward, guys, and tell that they were a victim of something like this. It's harder for a man to come forward and say this versus, a woman. So I really pray that these men come out and talk, because this man needs to be put away for a long time. He is a straight predator, y'all. A straight predator. Can you believe this? This story is crazy. But y'all, I just don't think the online dating is for us. I think it's just time to let it go. It's time to let it go. I know people will say, well, you can still meet crazy people in person, but at least you'll be able to have a better chance. You can look at them. You can see who they are, y'all. You can get a demeanor. You can it's a better chance, y'all. I'm just saying, than to meet some random person online. You don't know who you're going to meet. And stop going to these people's houses or inviting them to your house and getting in cars with these random strangers. Come on now. Y'all are already setting yourself up if you do such dangerous things. Now, I'm not talking to y'all because I don't think that's anybody in my chat. I'm just talking to anybody else out there who is engaging in these dangerous actions of getting in cars with strangers that they meet online. You cannot believe everything they say. They will be charming, you guys. They will pretend to be nice and, say all the right things, and they're not going to give you a real name. So don't expect that unless you see their ID that has their government issued name on there. I wouldn't believe the name they give you guys, because they for some reason, they live in a facade when it comes to online. They can create their own image of who they want to be. They can create their own identity. It's kind of like an avatar. It's like they literally, for an avatar, you can create how you look. You can create your hairstyle, your makeup, your eyelashes, your eyebrows, everything, your eye, the shape of your eyes, the shape of your lips, everything. That's literally what they do on these online dating apps. They will create a fake facade, and they will be as charming as they want to be to lure you in and get your guard down. This man was pretty smooth because he had the audacity to meet this man at a church, y'all. At a church. And let me tell y'all a secret, y'all. Yeah, Christian Mingle is a straight trash. Do not do Christian Mingle. Pretty much 99.9% of that website has a lot of predators on there. I went on there too one time, Crystal. It is a hot mess. But y'all, I tried to give dating apps one more chance, y'all, and it was a hot mess. Y'all, there was this guy on there. I met one person. This was a while ago, but I'll tell you the story. Why did this person, y'all, he pretended to be so nice and so charming and all that. I knew he was fake, so I wasn't really paying attention. But when I kept talking to him, he gonna have the audacity to ask to meet at a church. I was like, trying to get my guard down, trying to meet at a church. I already was side-eyeing him like, this sounds way too good to be true. And I am a woman of God. See, what they will do is they will listen to what you say. They will find out what your interests are, because you have to post that on your profile. You tell them, what you are, what your interests are, right? So they will try to pretend to be whatever you want. And I put on my profile that I'm a woman of God, blah, 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 right? So he gonna say, let's meet at a church. So I already know he was trying to get my guard down. Don't you know, he turned around and eventually admitted that he was an he was an SCX offender. Yeah, that he was a prior SCX offender, and that he was charged back in the day for sleeping with a woman who was intoxicated. And he had the nerve to try to blame the DA, talking about, oh, it's the DA's fault for why I was convicted. No, honey. Clearly the victim felt like you violated her because she was she testified against you. So sometimes these crooks out here, they will actually admit to you to see how you handle it too. You just never know. They try to say things and do things to get you to lower your guard, see what you do. So he thought that if he came clean with that, that I was just going to be like, oh, he was so honest about this that I should trust him. No, don't do it. Sometimes if they admit to certain things, you better run. Listen the first time. Sometimes God will warn you, okay? Sometimes God will warn you, and these people will just tell on themselves like that guy did. He literally told himself. Don't try to, oh, maybe that was in the past and he's a better person. No, run. Run. And see, it's funny how this guy used that same little trick, the church trick, trying to have this victim meet him at a church. And that's what made that victim lower his guard, because he's like, oh, if this guy's going to meet me at a church, clearly he's not going to do anything to me. So he gets in the car and now he was victimized. It's so sad. So y'all be careful. And definitely, yes, I'm with Crystal on this. Christian Mingo is awful. Do not go on Christian Mingo. Hi, Save Mother Earth. Oh my gosh. Hi, T-Baby. Hi, all my beautiful people. Love you guys. T-Baby's here. She said, hello, Miss Esquire Squad. I caught the live. This is sickening. These people are going crazy around the world. It is, T-Baby. Literally, it's like every day I hear a crazy case, and especially as it relates to relationships. Every day I'm hearing of a woman being unalived when she leaves her man. It's like, I don't know what happened, y'all. Now, we've heard about domestic violence cases, and domestic violence cases are on the rise. We get it. But guys, it's gotten worse. It's literally every single day. I guarantee you tomorrow I'm going to hear about another woman who was unalived because she wanted to leave the relationship. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. So y'all need to be safe out here. Be careful about them online. Don't go to people's houses. Right, T-Baby. This is just sickening, y'all. Sickening. Oh my God, I had to share this one with you guys because this was kind of a twist to the other cases we've talked about regarding online dating. This was bizarre in that this man was out here targeting other men. Poor men, man. That's why I feel like there's a lot of victims out there that are too ashamed to come clean because they don't want the world to know or anyone to know that they were victimized. All right, love you guys. Have a good night. Let me know what you think about this crazy case. All right. Love you. Take care.